Please help me welcome Jordan Vichot.
Thank you, Alejandro. Nirvana. Fellow Toastmasters, friends and guests, Nirvana. I remember that day like if it was just yesterday. I remember walking into the room. I remember immediately the feeling that I got when I walked in. I felt hot. I started to sweat. It was new. This was a new experience for me. I had never done this before. The first thing I felt was my muscles. They began to loosen up. And then I felt some sweat go down my forehead. Is this normal? Should I be feeling this way? I remember looking around, and everybody was very peaceful. I had not seen people like that in a very long time. I proceeded to do as I was told, and I got my mat, and I laid it on the ground. And as I looked around, I saw others doing the same thing. This day was particularly motivating for me. You see, on this day I would be meeting a friend that has become dear to me. And this individual provided motivation for me to attend that class because I knew that I would be able to see her. We proceeded, and an hour and 30 minutes later, I experienced my first hot yoga class. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an experience that I would never forget. You see, it is one like none other. And I say this for several reasons. Because that day, there were emotions and feelings that were evoked from my body that I never even knew existed. At some points I felt mental toughness. I felt admiration. At some points, I really just wanted to give up. But I kept thinking to myself, it's only an hour and 30 minutes, you can get through this. Those feelings that I felt that day were new. And guess what? I loved them. 1 hour and 30 minutes later, and we were done. First class, check. 3 classes later, I still kept going. And I realized why. It dawned upon me one day when I was reading an article. And if I could remember the name of the article or where I read this, I would tell you. But I don't. And I take that as a sign that this is just knowledge that was provided to me. And ladies and gentlemen, it has to do with the word nirvana. Nirvana. Seeing something through until the end. Nirvana. That's what I felt that day. In each one of the 4 classes that I attended. Nirvana. A feeling of accomplishment. It was motivating. But it wasn't just her that got me there. And it wasn't just the people that were in the class that got me there. But it was what I felt when I was in there. And I realized something. Yoga classes are a lot like life. And I'll tell you why. To me, it all makes sense. When you're in a yoga class, there are often times when you feel that you want to quit. It takes a lot of will to get through that class. It takes a lot of fortitude. And I find that oftentimes in life, we experience moments where we just want to give up. It also takes your ability to interact with others. And in life, we're constantly interacting with others. There's a bit of a love aspect to it, an emotional aspect to it. And I felt all those things when I was in this class. Now, I feel compelled to tell you this today, not because I'm an expert at yoga, because I'm certainly not, but because I found something new. And I found something that I think I like. I found something that I enjoy. And to me, that is the message that I wish to express to you today. Because many times we go on throughout life and we see things that we enjoy a little bit, or we see things that we enjoy a lot. And for one reason or another, life gets in the way. And we let it get the best of us. I'm not trying to sit here to lecture you, but I do have a call to action for you today. And it is this. In my mind, if you ever feel that you do something that evokes a positive emotion from you, a positive feeling, a feeling of growth, something that you know that is going to get you to that next step, continue it. For me, that was yoga. I went on one day because it was a new experience for the both of us. 4 classes later, I realized the definition of Nirvana. Nirvana, seeing something through to the end. I challenge you as you go out into your life to find Nirvana in your life. Mr. Toastmaster.
Excellent. Thanks.